we get to talk about aero packages again, and air and all that stuff, and horsepower and debate, and oh god, here we go. So today was the first actual big day of the season. There was a test. To be honest, I didn't even know there was a test session at Las Vegas today. I just kind of woke up and saw on Twitter that everyone was bickering in terms of the sport. Everyone from fans are like, "Oh, you do this, you do that, you don't know this, you don't know that," and I was just like, "Oh, okay, something's definitely going on." And it definitely what I saw today was there was a test session for the new package and the new car. And well, it's not a new car. The car is still absolute garbage, but the new package. And we are at Las Vegas, which has freshly paved pavement, not like a bumpy track, and definitely a high speed track. And they're gonna test it out, and they would do some drafting package. So I don't think I'm allowed to show it. So I could maybe show like a 7-second clip or something, but I don't think I'm allowed to really show what you guys. So I'll leave a link in the description down below. I think to NASCAR's main YouTube channel, and also to their video that had the live stream. So if you wanted to watch the full 25 minutes, I think it's on there on their live on their YouTube channel, somewhere there. So I'll leave that in the description below. So if you want to go see it. But today nothing surprised me, and it's kind of odd because you hear everyone in the sport, and they have a point. That we don't know what we're gonna see. You never know what it's gonna look like with a 40 car pack, and the energy is gonna change, and that is all very true. You will not know what this looks like when there's actually 40 cars in the field, and the air is different because there's so much more energy in the pack. You see that at Daytona and Talladega a lot. So like what you see in the practice session is usually never what you see in the race. But for this kind of scenario, when you're at a 1.5-mile track, it's definitely something we haven't seen before. But I don't want to come off as like arrogant or anything, but it's just I know what I'm gonna see. I've known for months what I'm going to see, and today has not changed my mind into what I'm going to see, and I still will not like it, but I'll just deal with it. So basically how the 25 laps went, you had like 12 cars. The actual pack though was more like 8, and they were single file, and that is not surprising. I mean, that's what the Xfinity race at Michigan was. The smaller the track gets, the more single file you will have. It's just that the racing will be closer. That is what I've thought for months, and that is what I saw today. And what you might see is, yes, for 15th through 20th or something, or 10th or something like that, you might see 2-3 wide, because when people get side by side, they're going to bog each other down really hard, and the car behind is going to get a massive run. They're going to have to either go 3 wide or push them, and that's what's going to happen in the back of the pack. But towards the front of the pack, it's really going to be a lot less of that, because there's not going to be as many runs up there. You're going to have much more dominant cars as well. You have Kyle Busch, Harvick, and those guys, and you're not going to see that kind of racing up there. It's mostly going to be single file. That is what I've been thinking, and that is what I saw today, is when you would see the leader, they'd pull out to like a second and a half lead, right? I think it was Brad Keselowski that pulled out to a second and a half lead because the guys behind them were battling, and that will bog someone down. The difference with this package is that we all knew the leader wouldn't be able to get away, because once you get back single file, you'll catch right back up. And that's how it's going to be. So everyone it's a limitation. It's like a rubber band. You're going to extend a little bit, and then you're going to come back together. Then you're going to extend a little bit again, and then you're going to come back together. And we all knew that they could probably go full throttle for a few laps and then have to lift. It's basically a truck race. That's really what it is. It's even a little bit more exaggerated, because in the trucks sometimes you can't even go full throttle all the time, but like with this package at a lot of these tracks, you're going to be able to go full throttle for the first few laps. Now what this is going to do, which we saw today as well, is that clean air is going to be very, very key. You're going to want to be up in the top 5 at all times. You're not going to want to be towards the back of the pack. Now if you are someone like Kyle Busch, you will be able to drive your way up, because he's just that good. That car is just that good. He's able to manipulate the air to be able to do something like that. But for most drivers, for most cars, it's not going to be like that, and track position is going to be very huge, especially when the tires wear off. And again, I'm not really saying anything new. I've known this for a while. I think you guys have known it for a while. It's just whether people can, I guess, get accustomed to it. Is it something you want to see? Is it something I want to see? That's the question. It's whether you're going to be able to accept it. I have already accepted it. I've accepted it for months. I am just waiting for my Gen 7 car. The thing with me, though, is like, if you guys want my true, honest opinion, we are so far on one side of the spectrum now in terms of horsepower, downforce, and the style of racing we want. I'm all the way over here, and we're all the way over here. So I've accepted the fact that we are not going to bridge that gap. Like for me, I know for a fact they're not putting the horsepower back in unless they like see this as a failure. They won't put the horsepower back in. They're not really going to take downforce away. They've gone the completely other direction from where I want them to go. They've gone the direction of just, entertainment showboating style. I've accepted it. I'm not even going to get mad about it, so I'm just going to sit back and wait for more short tracks, so that way we don't have this conversation about having to deal with this stupidity of all this nonsense. That's what I'm hoping for. And so if we can get more short tracks on the schedule, that's what I'll be pleading for and hoping for, and I'll be very happy with that. My honest opinion throughout this season will be I will not enjoy the races a lot at these tracks. The one thing I really don't know is how this package will do at a bumpy old track. So something like an Atlanta or like an Auto Club. That's something I'm interested to see, because there's no way they're going to go full throttle then. There's the entry speeds in the corners are still going to be a little bit too high, especially when the tire wear kicks in. So I don't know what it's going to look like then. I don't know if people are still going to be together. I don't know if they're going to be apart. I don't know. I think it will be closer together, but you don't actually know the style of racing you're going to get, because the tire wear is going to be so significant, and we don't know what it's going to be like when you have to actually lift a lot. So that is still the unknown. From today, I mean, what you saw Kyle Busch and Jimmy Johnson, Austin Dillon making some passes, but it's mostly single file, and that energy in that pack was not really there because there's not 40 cars there. Now, when the energy's in the pack, there'll be a little bit more passing, I think, throughout the field, but not up towards the front. What you're going to see up towards the front is it's going to be single file. It's going to be something that's very hard to pass. And once you do get side by side in those top 5 positions, the leader might get away a little bit, or whoever's in front of you might get away a little bit, because the number one thing I have been pleading for these guys to change and take off of this car is side force, and instead they won't do it. They're just adding more side force, and teams will continue to add more side force because it's just that much better for the cars itself, for the handling. For the racing, side force is awful, and I've been saying that for months, even years now, but I've accepted it. There's no point to get angry anymore, and this is the kind of racing you need to get. When you're going to get side by side through the corners, the car on the bottom doesn't have horsepower. There's no off throttle time, so it's going to be difficult to pass on the bottom. I think that's what you saw today, and that's going to be normal throughout most tracks, to be honest. I was pleased to see the second lane work. I was just not pleased to see how you can really bog someone down. But again, that's not surprising, because that's how it is really in the truck series too, or in truck races. Like it's just like that. When you don't have the horsepower and you don't have the off throttle time to make a difference, if you can't get in the throttle quicker than the other guy next to you, you're not going to be able to pass. It's just kind of like, it's simple logic. If everyone's going the same speed, okay, air will determine who gets in front. It's not going to be you. It's going to be air. So that's why I'm never surprised with what I see. If there's a car on the bottom that's trying to get around someone, and they're both of equal speed, let's say it's Kyle Busch versus Kevin Harvick, if Kyle Busch can stay on the outside and pinch Harvick down, he will have a very good chance of not really letting him go. And then that's going to back those two up, and then that car behind them will be able to catch them, and that's where the good racing will come from. You're going to see it because the air will really... it'll be the key reason as to why people can make passes or not. And for me, like as a hardcore kind of racing enthusiast, I don't want air dictating how the racing goes. I want the driver dictating how the racing goes. That is why we all love short tracks, because the driver can dictate why people can, make those kind of moves. The driver can hit someone if they want. The driver can be aggressive when they want. They could choose different lines when they want to. They could blip the throttle in ways that they want to, and that's the racer that you want. Like, that's the racer in me. That's what I want to see, and that's what I think a lot of fans want to see. But then again, the way NASCAR's going is they need entertainment, they need show. If you make everyone go the same speed and you put them in a pack, this is what you get. And it's just kind of like, I'm not going to enjoy seeing that. So that's like the whole point. I'm not going to enjoy seeing it, but you kind of just got to accept it. And that's where I'm at. I've accepted it. So more short tracks. Hopefully that makes a sense. I don't know if it does, like, you know, the whole everyone going the same speed thing. If it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not like a car technician or anything. Like, I'm not like a engineer guy. I just know that if, you know, off throttle time creates good racing. That's what we've always seen, you know, like off throttle time and just being able to get back on the gas at a certain point and slide up off the corners and stuff like that. You're not going to see that this year at these tracks. What you will see is you're going to see people getting very aero pushy and aero loose. You're going to see people, the back ends are going to slide out a little bit if they're getting pinched down really hard. That's what you'll see. But I don't think you're going to see a lot of, you know, really loose race cars or anything like that, or, you know, sliding out or aggressive, like that kind of stuff, you know, the old NASCAR kind of stuff in mile and a halves, like Atlanta 2005. Like, I don't think you're gonna see a lot of that where someone can rim ride the top and, you know, kind of like modulate the throttle and really, I don't see that. So that's kind of what I'm getting at with this package. And I guess this is my talking about the package for the final time video before the season starts. I just use this test session to actually talk about it. So that's my thoughts on it. I want you guys to comment down below on everything. Let me know what you thought. If you like it, by the way, I'm glad you like it. I want people to like it. I'm just saying I don't like it, and I'm not going to like it just because of the style of racing it is. That's it. If you guys like it, I'm completely good with it. I just want what's best for the sport. But I just kind of feel like, you know, this isn't the direction we should go. That's my opinion. So leave your comments down below about your opinions, what you thought. I know a lot of people are happy to see Jimmy Johnson was able to keep up with Keselowski and Busch. Don't take too much into it. It's just a test session. Like, these guys aren't really fully even and blown yet. With like terms of speed, I would say, like, when it comes to the package, you want to take something and that will show you something. But in terms of who's going to be fast, yeah, not today. You have to wait after the first few races to see who's actually going to be really fast this season. But like I said, I don't think Jimmy Johnson's going to be struggling like he did last season. That was abysmal. He's not going to be running 25th every week. That's not happening. So I'll see you guys later. Hope you're having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Have a civilized debate in the comments below. And yeah, I'll try to reply to some comments down there. And we will see how it works. I'm very intrigued for that Atlanta race. Trust me, that's the one I want to see most, because that will be the true indication of what this package can really do at an old bumpy racetrack. So let's see what happens there. I'll see you guys later. Start of the season's very soon. And yeah, peace out.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change. Even if I try, my love, she keeps me warm.